Hi, hello. This is an incredibly self-indulgent video, but I thought this also. I'm going to do a video today that is about my first month on Booktube. So this is for some transparency. I have in the past dabbled in content creation. I dabbled with running because I like ultra distance running. So when I was training for an ultra marathon, I was making some videos and putting them on TikTok and Instagram. And then I also have tried to do like manga tube years ago when I first got into manga, and I tried to do just kind of like a general interest, like I'm messing around YouTube channel years ago. So this is like my fourth attempt at content creation, and this one is the one that I have made the most content for and had the most fun doing. So over the last, it's like 5 or 6 weeks now. So I started the channel in mid-August, and I've made 24 videos and one short. The short was basically me kind of trying to see what people were interested in when it came to sequel reviews, whether people wanted to still go down the non-spoiler route or whether people were more interested in just like going all in and then talking about everything in the book. Personally, I've always been a kind of, if I'm coming to a review, it's likely because I've already read the book. So I like full spoiler, but I don't know. My full spoiler recap for The Ice, which was a video I did on Monday, has done worse than the review for The Ice, the non-spoiler version. So I guess that kind of tells me that there is an audience for both, but the audience for the full spoiler version is probably smaller. So my thoughts now is that I'll probably continue to make full spoiler discussions as well as non-spoiler reviews, but only where there's kind of that hype and anticipation for the book. So like a newer book. I feel like, if I was going to go like, oh, I'm going to do a full spoiler discussion for Fellowship of the Ring, people probably wouldn't be that bothered. So, as I said, this is kind of a self-indulgent video, and one of the reasons that it is self-indulgent is because in my mind, I'm hoping that I will just continue on with Booktube. It's been over a month now, which I think is longer than I've ever managed to continue on with any sort of content creation endeavor in the past. And because I think I'm going to go on with it, I'd like this sort of stuff to be able to go and look back at it. So let's talk about best performing videos. So I've made 2 videos that I'd say I would consider have done well. I mean, for me, not for Murphy Napier or whatever. I've got the old tablet here. So my top 5 fantasy series of all time video is my most popular video. Now that's it's got 261 views. It's got a couple of comments, but nothing particularly mad in terms of people doing comments. You tend to get more. I tend to get more comments on like the book wrap ups. Get a few comments. I've got a few people that clearly watch all the videos and drop in to say what they're thinking about the things that I'm going to read or have already read. So yeah, the number one video that I've made is the top 5 fantasy series with 200 currently 61 comments. One person has disliked it, so whoever you are, please make yourself known. Tell me what I've done wrong. Maybe they don't like the Dresden Files, which I did pick as my number one, I think. I think that's probably changed now, though. Now I've finished Of War and Ruin and I've read The Ice, I think that The Bound and the Broken might end up being my number one series of all time now, at least for the moment. The second most popular video that I've done is my most recent video. So that one is comic books for fantasy readers, and is a kind of recommendation for The Last God by Philip Kennedy Johnson and the team over there. This is the only non-self-published content that I've published in Self-Published September, and it was mostly because I needed to fill some days, because I have been having trouble getting to sit down and read Never Die by Rob J. Hayes, which I'm almost finished with. And I know I've said almost finished multiple times, but I have had very busy week at work, combined with wanting to play Starfield, and then with also making content for the channel where I read The Ice and then skim read it again to write notes for my full spoiler discussion. So I unfortunately have spent a lot of my what would have been reading time doing content creation, and I don't regret doing that at all. I'm still enjoying the book, and I'm really enjoying doing Booktube. But yeah, so I needed to fill a spot in the schedule, because my goal was to try and upload 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And some weeks that's very easy, because like, for example, the week that I did all the Bound and the Broken reviews. So I batch filmed those back to back, because I basically spent a couple of hours kind of refreshing myself with the story of all the books, and then I just sat down and recorded all the videos back to back. And so that gave me, 4 fully finished and edited reviews that I'd done on like a Sunday afternoon, and then I even had a tag video that week and a weekly wrap up. So the video they actually carried on into the next week. I found the batch recording to be really helpful. Batch recording is great when I'm covering something that I have read in the past. So I've been talking a lot about doing a series called Was It Worth It? Basically, I talk about whether the time that I spent reading specific stuff, was it worth it? Would I read it again, or would I recommend it to someone else? And the Bound and the Broken, I've absolutely loved, and I've read this year, so I felt quite comfortable in doing a review for those. But if I'm going to go back further, I'm not 100% sure on how comfortable I would be doing a review for a book that I read last year, for example. So that's kind of been my philosophy, really, is that I wanted to try and do as many regular uploads as possible because of multiple reasons. So, number one is that Ali Abdaal, who is a really big YouTuber, weirdly, when he was much, much, much smaller and he hired his first staff member, I was down to the final 2 to be that first member of staff. So we have emailed back and forth quite a lot about that, and then later, not about that. And one of the things that he advised me was that every YouTuber's like first 100 videos are bad. And so one of my original thoughts was, how can I speedrun 100 bad videos? So how can I make 100 bad videos? And whilst I am actually really proud of some of the videos that I've made, I know that they could be better. There's things that I currently don't have time to do, like timestamps. I don't really have time to do timestamps at the moment to sit and watch through the video. I don't edit out, and this is, apologies. I don't edit out if I cough or sneeze or anything like that, because my editing time is very limited. So what I usually do is cut the beginning off, cut the end off, and then ship it. If I'm going to be using a piece of artwork or something like that, you'll often see me point and hold my finger up, and that's because I can see that I'm holding my finger up on the preview for the video as I scrub through, and then I can go, right, okay, what did I say I was going to put in there? So then I can scroll back a few seconds, watch the video and go, right, okay, I said I was going to put, for example, when we were talking about The Last God, it's like, oh, I said I'd put some artwork from the book up. So over the next 2 minutes, I'm going to put up 4 of the publicity pages that DC Comics released. So, and then I was watching Criminoli's videos, and he did one about Booktube, and he was talking about how he thought, consistency was really important. So that was where my idea of having a schedule came from. And then weirdly, I was watching one of his videos, which was an update video, where he said that he was moving down from 7 videos a week to 5. And what I thought there was, so he's done really well with consistent, very frequent uploads. And while I'm not as fast a reader, I do have that backlog of books that I have read in the last couple of years that I could discuss, if not do full reviews on, because, as I said, I'm not sure how I feel. But we would be able to, we can now, if I have those consistent, frequent uploads, I'm hoping that will bring eyes to the channel. Bringing eyes to the channel, growing the community is really important to me. But also, the more people that come in, the more varied the recommendations and stuff that I'm going to get. I've actually just started a book club at my work, which is purely designed to get me to read outside of my normal taste. So, next month we're reading In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. And then the month after that, we're reading a thriller that I would have not even picked out of a lineup, let alone chosen to read. So it's really interesting to be able to have these new perspectives. And that's one of the big things that I want to get from Booktube. I don't really have any other expectations beyond that. I don't have any kind of goals or plans or anything like that. I had thought that next year I might try and read one of the 2 big series that I haven't read. So that would either be Wheel of Time or Malazan. I've talked about this in a ton of videos now. I feel like, because I've been enjoying Bound and the Broken so much, and people have said that it's very similar to Wheel of Time, maybe Wheel of Time is the thing that I should be reading. So I have already read Sanderson's Cosmere. That would have probably been my number 1 pick if I hadn't. I am going to be reading his Skyward series in November, leading up to the new release book. So hoping to kind of get into and enjoy that series, and then I really like being a part of fandoms and communities around stuff when something new is happening. I got into the Cosmere in the lead up to the Last Metal releasing, so that was really fun for me to be able to read through everything and then have a brand new book. And I got into Dresden a bit late, but still, So yeah, I've got no plans and goals aside from possibly starting the Wheel of Time in January. I also, I think that it is going to end up being Wheel of Time versus Malazan, because while Malazan is less books So if I, for example, wanted to read a book a month in the particular series that I started, Wheel of Time would obviously take me like a year and a half. And Malazan would only be 10 months. But I feel like Malazan is kind of like, it's not like entry level. It's quite complicated. So maybe I need to read a little bit more before I can delve into the difficulty level of Malazan. So, yeah, as I said, no plans, no projections, no goals. Although, over the last, since I've started the channel, I've now got up to 82 subscribers. Let me just double check that. It could be 81 and then I'll be embarrassed. It is 81. So I've got up to 81 subscribers. It would be great if I could hit 100 before the end of the year. So that would be nice. If I could say, in the first 4 months I got to 100 subscribers, because it seems interesting that what I kind of seeing is like one video a week will get like, most videos will get 20 views, 20 to 30, and then one video a week will get like 30 to 40, and that video will bring in 1 or 2 subscribers, which is really interesting. And I'd love to know the like metrics and how that came about. It'd be nice to be able to email a subscriber and be like, hey, why did you subscribe? Probably most people are also on this kind of early booktube journey and want to help us out. I've done that with a load of I found a load of brand new or recently started booktubers, pardon me, that I have been like really getting into their content and watching everything they put out. Colin's Corner, I'll tag him down below. He's the one that I've watched a load of his stuff, and we actually read some similar things around the same time. So that's been really fun. Other plans, so there'll be a TBR video out on probably Monday now. So I did skip yesterday's video. This is a very lame reason, but basically everyone in my house has a cold. You can probably hear it that I'm quite stuffed up, and I didn't realise that this video would be as hard on my cold having body to make it through. So I did skip yesterday's video because I was just feeling quite rough, and I feel a bit better today. However, again, because I hadn't finished reading Never Die was my planned video for yesterday. But I have switched to using the audiobook because it's been more fun to listen to at the moment. This video is extremely rambly, so if you've made it this far, thanks, I guess. And I hope you like that I'm going to read Wheel of Time next year. This is the first time I've ever like explicitly said it out loud, Wheel of Time next year, because I've always kind of been weighing the options. I am interested also in reading The Expanse. I know Mike's Book Reviews really loves it. A ton of my friends love the show, but even though I'm a huge sci-fi TV fan, I have never watched it. I watched the first episode actually and just couldn't really get into it. So I'm actually able to read the books without any sort of without the bias of having watched some of the show. So that'll be fun. So Wheel of Time, however, I've not read any of the books, but I have watched season 1 of Wheel of Time. And I did decide not to watch season 2 so that I could be unspoiled on book 2. Because book 2, I think people say book 2 is the best. Depressing for books, 3 through 13 or whatever. But if if people are right and book 2 is the best, then I definitely don't want to know anything going in, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Have we covered everything? It would be nice to get 100 subscribers by Christmas. Next year, I'll be reading Wheel of Time. The October TBR will be Monday's video, or maybe Tuesdays, because I like to do Tuesdays as not a book-specific content piece. So, like this week, I did the American comics for fantasy readers, and previously I've done tag videos. I would like to keep that Tuesday as a video that I can make every single week without having to read something new for it, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's so TBR on Monday, and then Tuesday, or maybe the Tuesday will be the TBR, like I said, and Monday could be the Never Die review. And I am still going to read Voices of War because I said I was going to read it. That was on my confirmed list of books, and I said that was my next book after Never Die. But I do want to get to some of the sequels from Self-Pub September, and my October TBR is themed again, so it's not Self-Pub September themed. It is that I'm going to be trying to read all of the Holly Gibney books from Stephen King so that I can then read Holly. That's the idea. So, yeah, and then November will be Sanderson's Skyward books. And then December, it would be really nice if in December I could close off a few things that I've left hanging. So maybe I could finish Ship of Destiny, which I started and fell off of. Maybe I could finish the Adan trilogy, because that's all out. So we'll see where we get to with the October and the November books. I might do so I have an unlimited membership to the cinema, so I might start putting up shorts which are quick movie reviews. I'm going to see The Creator tonight, so maybe I'll start putting those out as shorts, because I don't want to pull people to my channel for movie reviews and then they don't watch any of my videos because I only do, one review in a blue moon. But if I'm sure people are always up for knowing a very quick should you, shouldn't you, take your time to go to the cinema and see something. So we could do that on the on shorts. This has basically become a weekly, monthly wrap-up video, but I don't want it to be, so I'm going to cut it here. Tomorrow, which is Friday, will be the weekly wrap-up, so that'll be what I've read, what I'm planning to read, how the videos on the channel have done this week, and any off-the-books chat, so TV, movies, etc. And then, yeah, that's the schedule. So, in fact, here's the actual schedule of how I plan all my videos. So, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday are always kind of freestyle what is coming up. So, either reviews, they're spoiler discussions. So, these are kind of book-specific content. Tuesday is a more nebulous piece. Friday is going to be my weekly update. When I have a monthly update, I do think that I'll probably replace the weekly update with that. So Friday this week actually probably be the monthly update. But I'd love to be able to have finished Never Die and read some of Voices of War before I do that. So I guess we'll see. Anyway, if you have watched this video, I'm not sure why, but thanks for making it all the way to the end. Do an emoji reaction for this one in the comments so that I do know that you are an absolute mad lad and you've watched an entire video of me rambling about my thoughts about Booktube after only doing it for like 5 weeks. leave a stack of books emoji. I'll use that in the weekly reading wrap up. So yeah, leave the stack of books emoji if you get all the way there. And if you think that I shouldn't read Wheel of Time, that I should read Malazan, pop a comment down below. But my mind is kind of made up to the point that I've already bought a copy of Eye of the World. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.